Hi all. Everything in my video is pulled from the public domain, and I am using them under the Fair Use, Fair Dealings guidelines. Everything I say is my own opinion. You should look into this information for yourselves, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody had a fabulous Sunday. It's Monday morning. We have a lot to cover, which is usual. So let's just jump in there and get going. Oh, and I have a special something for everybody at the end. Well, actually, two special somethings. So let's get busy, shall we? Let's go. We're starting off with the fact that Prince George turned 10. Double digits. That's a big birthday, very special. So what happens is Catherine has a tradition with the children that as soon as they go to bed, she stays up late and makes them their very own birthday cake. I can almost guarantee you it's not lemon. She told somebody in an interview, I believe it was in 2019, that she says she stays up till midnight with ridiculous amounts, she said, of cake mix and icing, and she makes too much, but she said she loves it. Now, of course, we all notice that George is making more and more public appearances. So is Charlotte. Louis is making some, but obviously he's still quite young. But he's making more and more appearances, including his grandfather's coronation. He was at Trooping the Color. He went to Wimbledon, last week. I think this is the way his parents are preparing him to be the future king. And I think they're doing an excellent job of raising the future king. I love these pictures. Now, we know that usually Catherine does the pictures for the birthday. This year, she did not. It was done by Millie Pilkington. I want to make sure I say it right. She is a UK-based photographer, and this is not the first time that she's taken his photo. So let's just take a quick look at every year since he's been born. The first picture was taken outside of the hospital when he was newly born. They did the photo call, and they showed him off. Very nice. His one-year birthday photo was taken at a butterfly exhibit at the Natural History Museum in London in 2014. Here he is at almost 2 years old at Princess Charlotte's christening talking to his Gan-Gan. Here he is at age 3 while on tour with his family in Canada. Here he is aged 4 in Germany checking out a helicopter. And here he is at age 5 at one of his dad's polo matches. Here's George, age 6, getting ready to head off to school. And here's George, age 7, doing the Clap for Carers campaign when the COVID virus was going on. Here he is, aged 8, at a soccer game. And also while he was 8, about to turn 9, with his grandmother, of course, during Platinum Jubilee. And then here he is at the age of 9 as well, serving as a page of honor at his grandfather's coronation. And here he is right before his 10th birthday going to watch cricket and then going to watch Wimbledon tennis. Everybody says he's a well-rounded kid. We know that the way Catherine and William are raising their children is coming up with some really fabulous children. Now, everybody was wondering where that photo was taken, and Gertz Royals on Twitter thought that he might be on the stairs of the Duchess of Kent Mausoleum on the Frogmore Estate at Windsor. So you get a little bit bigger shot. You can see him there holding the stairs or sitting on the stairs. And that does look like where he's sitting. You might be right. Now, Gert put up some interesting information. This was actually built for Victoria's mother, Queen Victoria's mother, who lived at Frogmore House during her final years and is laid to rest at the mausoleum. But the top portion was going to be a summer home for her, but it wasn't completed before her death. Now, I, for one, was waiting to see what was going to happen, because we know that anytime the royals do anything, Harry and Meghan pop up. We know that Catherine Middleton, or the Princess of Wales, her 38th birthday was ruined by Harry and Meghan deciding that was the time to announce Megxit. So, and every time something comes up with one of the royals, they jump in and attempt to take the limelight. We've seen him do this. We've seen them do this over and over again. Remember when it was Louis's birthday? He was about to have his 3rd birthday photo. And, they give it to the press and it's embargoed until a specific time. You guys remember this information? And so, therefore, everybody knows what time it's going to be released. And I believe it was 10 or 15 minutes before it was released. This story was released. Pregnant Meghan Markle and Archie seen for the first time. And there's Meghan trudging Archie supposedly to school, full face, unpixelated photos. Remember, in California, that's illegal without parents' permission. Remember, we heard all about how that wasn't allowed. They were going to investigate, they were going to sue, and then you never heard another word about it. That's because they approved of it. So anyway, I was sitting around waiting with bated breath. I said to my husband, watch this, watch this. They're going to do something. And for once, she didn't. So that makes me believe that WME said to her, as part of her rebranding, you have to stop trying to overshadow the royal family all the time because it makes you look petty. All right, moving on. I just had to touch on this because I couldn't believe it. Jamaica, the Jamaican Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, said that the country should have gotten rid of the monarchy when the Queen passed because he says that there's a poll that says that 49% of Jamaicans want to become a republic. He says, so I'm going to complete my derailed efforts to ditch King Charles and the monarchy. But he says, but if William and Catherine want to return to the Caribbean islands, they're more than welcome to come and visit. He says, they were so gracious in the face of protests, but we'd like them to come back. Well, if you remove the Queen as the head of state, that kind of removes the reason for them to come. I mean, how stupid can you be? I myself, one of the reasons why I think they do these tours is to show you these wonderful areas and to help with their tourism. After the way that Catherine and William were treated when they were there, I have no interest in visiting Jamaica. They actually damaged their tourism because of the way they treated Catherine and William. I mean, seriously, the way they were treated makes me never want to go there. All right, moving on. An item came out. Apparently, remember I showed you the pictures from Omid Scobie being in LA? Looks like, Mr. Harry with I know of him, but I don't know him or her. Apparently, he's having to go through his Instagram account suddenly and delete all kinds of stuff that would prove that he's a liar. We already know he's a liar. Moving on. Okay, now we're going to look again at this whole Harry and Meghan asked to be on Air Force One with the President and Mrs. Biden. Now, I have to agree with Katie here from Twitter that it's very odd that Harry and Meghan are denying that they did this. Well, okay, supposedly denied because they haven't come out with an official statement. Neither has Buckingham Palace. Neither has the White House. So the fact that they haven't come out with an out-and-out denial and the fact that they haven't launched a lawsuit and they haven't made all these statements, you better take it back, that's not true, pretty much means that, yeah, it's true. And there's also the fact that they're demanding an investigation as to who leaked the rumor. Now, this is true. Lady C put out a video and said that Meghan will never get into politics. The Democratic Party sees her as too dangerous. She's unpredictable, volatile, inconsistent. She's out on her own, okay? She is perceived as a walking, talking disaster area. Because let's not forget, she cold senators. People were really upset wanting to know how she got their phone number. And remember, every time she wrote a letter in or she did anything, she signed the letter, the Duchess of Sussex, the Duchess of Sussex. No, the Democratic Party doesn't want her. Nobody in the Democratic Party is going to nominate her for any seat. She's never even been on a student council board. So with political aspirations basically out the window, she's looking for a return to Hollywood. However, people like Steven Spielberg, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Rob Lowe, these people don't want anything to do with them. Everyone wants to sell a movie, they said. Everybody wants to do a debut on the screen in London. Everybody wants to stay in William and Catherine's good graces. And they're saying that nobody in Hollywood is going to jeopardize anything for Harry and Meghan, especially with the fact that they've been slamming the royal family at every turn. People were able to see quite through them quite quickly. Yep. These stories are coming out saying that Harry and Meghan are going to be moving out of their mansion and moving to a new home in Los Angeles, in Malibu. There's some discussion about this. Now, I've told you guys before, in my honest opinion, the fact that their house was always available for rent as a backdrop for, music videos, etc., and everything that you saw them do was all done in the one same room over and over again. I don't believe they've ever lived there. Now, even though we've heard before how much they just love the property and it's just fabulous, now the story's being floated is that they are, quote, not over the moon with it. Or maybe it's because the neighbors don't like them. Or maybe it's because she really wants to get back into acting and she feels like being closer to LA would be, better for her. Now, according to Yahoo, where Omid Scooby-Doo used to work, they've already been there several times in secret, but they may not sell their Montecito house. They may just add Malibu to their, real estate portfolio. They're also claiming that this is where she grew up. This is not where Meghan Markle grew up. Meghan Markle basically grew up in the San Fernando Valley, a very wealthy area. You know who grew up in Compton? Kevin Costner. I seriously think that she believes that if she moves to the area where the quote-unquote A-listers live, that somehow she'll have a better chance of getting back into, I don't even want to say back into, because she was never in. Oh, my goodness gracious. All right, moving on. We know that they always put out stories whenever anything bad is going on in an attempt to distract. So, of course, they sent Doria out this time. So she was seen out with a friend going to an art show called Honor Titus. And then she headed out for dinner at Forneo, I think it's called, restaurant in the area. So this whole article, after talking about what they were wearing, went into Harry and Meghan. A friend called the gossip that they were breaking up not true and literally made up. And they're a walking testimony to marital bliss and their face-gazing looks of mutual adoration and their inability not to touch, hug, stroke, or clasp hands has always proved that no matter what, their love is an ongoing success story. I'm sorry, didn't Harry and Meghan come out at one point and say that they would not, if the statement didn't come from Archwell, that you shouldn't believe it? Like they're sending friends out. So, the stories are out. They've been found out that their time is probably coming to an end. And even though Netflix came out and said that, no, we're going to keep working with them, people are saying that they've yet to achieve huge success, as they did with the docuseries. I mean, you're only as good as the last thing you put out. The public is getting tired of the same old content, slamming the royal family. They've changed their stories 5 times, and they're going to rebrand. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. How many times can you possibly rebrand? I mean, the articles are coming out saying they're all talk, no action. Meghan has yet to launch any form of move for politics, even though she has political ambitions. Their stuff is failing. I mean, I agree. They talked a big talk to Spotify. They talked a big talk to Netflix, but they haven't been able to back up anything that they've said. Nothing. All right. So here's the last thing we're going to cover. As usual, they posted something on Archwell about a report that was done. There is a group called Equimundo, which is, quote, an organization working internationally to engage men and boys as allies in gender equality. Here we go. And they put up a statement about some of the findings from a report, because that literally is all they've done. They've either funded reports which are useless, or they're highlighting other people's reports, and then they put something up on Archwell. And I mean, come on, guys. This is the best you've got? You know, Harry even gave a speech where he talked about, in 2019 that, I'm about to become a father. I'm aware of our shared responsibility, yeah. But I find it interesting that the two of them treat their own fathers and other people so badly, but are campaigning for caring and caregiving with their fathers, being a good father. Once again, all talk, no action. All right, next up, I wanted to cover this. I got a notification from the post office box that there was a package. So I go and I open the package, and this was there, and it says, open this last. So, of course, I left it. And then I opened up the box, and this absolutely gorgeous bag was inside, which, by the way, I'm saving because I just thought it was so pretty. So then I open up the bag and I pull out this absolutely gorgeous knit throw, but it was hard to see because it had been, what do you call it? I think they call it vacuum packed. So once I opened it up and, it expanded, oh my gosh, this thing is absolutely gorgeous. It's soft as anything. So I immediately it was a throw for the couch, and it's a big one so that, when you're laying on the couch and you get cold, you can use it to cover your legs. Fabulous. And of course, there was a lovely note. And of course, it was a wonderful note that one of my subscribers sent me this as a housewarming present. Thank you. It was so sweet of you. All right, now moving on. It's been really hot here, like really hot. We're having to stay inside most of the day because we're in direct sunlight. But as you can see, Finn has made himself quite comfortable on the couch. But we went next door to get our eggs, so I took some video. Watch this. I'm taking care of the chickens from the neighbors. So they're out of town. Throwing some feed at them. This is where we get our farm fresh eggs from. Look at that. Very nice. And for those of you who think we have a lot of land, that is nothing compared to what these people have. It's ridiculous. So we reached in the chicken coop right there. We got our eggs, and there's one chicken that keeps hopping out. We just had to force him back in. All right, you guys, you know what I want. Put those comments down and make them good. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of uploads. If you've already done that, just double check and make sure that it's still there, okay? Don't forget to go into the description box. You'll get the links to my Twitter, my Getter, my Rumble, my email, and my physical address. For those of you who've donated to my coffee fund or through the thanks button, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.